Hello and welcome to the very, very first premiere episode. Basically, this is just a test, so I may not even put this out into the world. Anyway, I'm your host, Hannah Sexton, and this is the Diary of a Nobody podcast, where I have decided to go off the absolute deep end and do just about anything other than go back into the 9-to-5 workforce. I cannot do it anymore. I want out. I am signing off. So I'm going to do a little bit of everything until that pays off. This episode is going to be titled Why I Am Here and Why You Are Too. So we're going to dive a little bit into who the heck I am, why the heck I'm even trying, and what that means for us all moving forward. If you've made it this far in the podcast, I love you so much. Keep hanging out. It's going to get real. It's going to get raw, because I am not interested in anything but real at this point. I refuse to allow anything but real around me. So, with that said, this podcast is a place for truth, transformation, and grounded conversations. I'm here to share my journey, and it's messy. Girl, it is messy. Real, and it's ultimately beautiful. I am working on seeing it for that last part, because up until, I'm still working through it, so I can't even say anything. Up until quite recently, life has been really crazy for me. But anyway, moving on, to dive right in, the first thing I want to talk about is learning to live in alignment. What does that mean? Well, let's take it all the way back to when a mama and a daddy love each other very much, and they lay together and they create a human being, and whether you wanted to or not, you are here existing on this floating rock with a bunch of other people who have no clue what they're doing. Can I just say that? Because I have met people from all walks of life, all tax brackets of life, and son, daughter, they don't know either. I'm so serious. It doesn't matter. Money does not equate knowledge. Money does not equate wisdom. And I'm gonna be real with you. I'll be the one to tell you that is the truth. It doesn't matter. But yeah, learning to live by alignment and not by force. Trying to fit myself into a society that was not made for me to function properly in. A society that is draining me, that has drained the life and love and abundance out of my life, and had altered me in ways because of how I was raised and conditioned to believe that life was, and how it depleted me as a soul that knew from the beginning and did not have the tools, figuring out what that is, and ultimately looking to find my people that feel the same way. Because staying silent is not getting anything done for me. I have sat in the silence of everything that I have been through, and I know that there are other people that are tired of that too. So I'm here to share my experience and the things that I learned and the things that I have come to know in my time on this planet. And I want to also say that I am not a certified anything other than a lunatic, okay? So please do not take any of the advice that I give as sound or able to be held up in court advice, okay? Do not go saying Hannah told me so and then expect that to go through to the judge. I got nothing for you. I just know what I'm going through, and I'm going to share my experience, and hopefully I've prayed every day that this reaches the right person, the right people, because I have come to know that I don't want to be alone, and I really hope that there are other people that feel this way. So, like I said, moving along, A little introduction about myself. My name is Hannah Sexton. That is my surname. You can look me up anywhere, and that I will pop up in any database. I will not be giving you my middle name. If you know my middle name, that stays between me, you, and the Lord. Do you hear me? Okay, thank you. I am a mother first. I'm on the cusp. I'm a 91 baby. So I'm the cusp of millennial and Gen Z? Gen Z? Is that what y'all are? God, I don't even know. I'm just a millennial that is on the cusp of being a Gen Zer. I relate with both sides. I see y'all. I hear y'all. I love y'all. But like I said, I'm tapping out of all that. I don't identify with anybody. So when people ask, I say I was born in 91. I don't know what to tell you. So I am a mother. I became a mother at 22 years old, so you can do the math if I'm 33. I've been doing this 11 years. And it's hard in these streets. Yeah. And I was so delusional when I was young and spry and had all that rest. I was like, yeah, I had one. She was so easy. She was so easy. She was such a beautiful little baby. Like, I genuinely, the first night she came out, she was so quiet that I thought there was something wrong with her. And she lulled me into a false sense of security, that one. And then I had another one who still crying. She's still crying. She's 7. She's going to be 8 in 3 weeks. And she's never stopped crying. And then I was delusional and tired, and I got pregnant with my third. Yes, you heard that correct. I have 3 children, 3 girls. My youngest is 6, and you can do the math there. My middle child is 7, she's about to be 8, and my youngest just turned 6. Yeah, I was exhausted. I didn't know what I was doing, okay? I wasn't even sure what day of the week it was. I looked at the doctor when that positive pregnancy test came up, and I said, I'm so sorry. And she said, what for? I said, I don't know. She's beautiful. All 3 of them are beautiful. And I'm in danger. I'm in trouble because they are all beautiful. And I know that. I'm aware of that. And I brought them here. And they know that I brought them here. And they have tested me every day since I did. Since they came into this world, it has been a test. But I will say that having children has taught me more about not only the world and how fragile and how sensitive childhood is and how important childhood is, taught me about myself. Having to revisit my childhood has been part of my healing journey. We will get into that later in later episodes, but it has opened me back up in ways that I didn't even know I was closed off. And it's been emotional. I always say, there's a lot of crying in my house and like a lot of glitter, and I'm the one crying most of the time. Please do not mistake they are strong. I am raising strong women, okay? They are tough. They are bullheaded, which we also have to give into the fact that their father plays a part of this, okay? So, you can save it, because I already know if you're listening, I hear you thinking that, okay? It's half your fault too, okay? You heard me. All right, moving along. With that said, it has taught me a lot, and it has helped me open up and understand where I had not completed my healing. I would love to say that I am perfect and that I was a healed person when I decided to procreate. After 2012, it's crazy that even after 2012, people were allowed to procreate, but it was still happening, okay? Anyway, it taught me a lot about the things that I still needed to heal in myself and how I was growing. I am thankful that I was not a teen mom. I had already been in the world for a long time. We will discuss my life at certain points in this podcast, and you will get certain pieces of my past. I was out in the world as a youngin'. I was too young. I was too young to be out in the streets. But I was. And partly my choice, partly not my choice. Like I said, we may dive into that. We may not. I love my family. I love my parents. So not to disrespect them, but the truth will be told. So I have learned a lot from having them. And every little bit of them, I see myself. And it has become an opportunity to nurture the parts of myself that I needed nurtured as a child. I will say that I am proud of myself because I tried to do that in them. Because I had my aha moment as a single mom. I said, you know what? I don't care what my situation looks like. You will not struggle like I did. You will know that you are loved every single day. Whether I wake up and I want to smack the shit out of you, or if you are making straight A's and doing the best, you will be loved. You will know that you are loved and you are enough. Whether you go get a scholarship and go to the most prestigious college in the world, or if you are flipping burgers at 30 years old, I am going to love you no matter what. That acceptance of another human being has taught me to accept the things in myself, or at least try to, because I have struggled with self-hate my entire existence. I'm just going to say that now. And we will also dive into that as well in this podcast because it is not my fault. And it took me a long time to realize that it was not my fault. It's not my fault. No, all that. We started there. It's not my fault. I didn't ask to be here. Neither did they. And I stand on that. And I stand on that when it comes to being a parent. They did not ask to be here. I want you to sit with that as a parent. They did not, I'm going to say it real loud for the people in the back. They did not ask to be here. Period. So move accordingly. When you hear that, move accordingly from there. That will be your landing point. I don't play when it comes to kids. Saying that because I'm a mother, I was like it before I was a mother. But there is something primal that happens inside of you when you become a mother, when you chemically connect to a human being and they got your eyes and your nose and your bad attitude. Did I say that? Oh my God. Yeah, they got your attitude. Something happens. And as long as you got a heart in your chest, then something happens to where you will do anything to protect those little human beings because those are yours. But then magically, you start looking around and you're like, oh my God, there's a bunch of them. And this one's not even mine. You want to protect them. Something unlocks inside of you when you become a mother. I stand on that. And a father, I will say that. But as a mother, I've seen moms get together. You do not mess. You do not mess with a group of moms. You don't. Like, ask anybody on the street, who are you least likely to approach on the street not knowing a single one of them? A group of moms with strollers. I'm telling you, they are tired. They are all together, so they have been validating each other for however long they've been together. So they are standing on business because they don't have time. Because somebody just shit their pants and they got to go change a diaper in a porta potty. Do not mess with them. Do not. Moving along. Second to being a mother, I'm a musician and a wife, in that order. I'd like to think that I'm a good wife and a loving wife, but I am a healing wife, so it is messy to be my husband. Shout out to my husband, Andy. I love you with every fiber of my being. even if you're mad at me right now because I keep ignoring your call because I'm trying to record this podcast. I hope you forgive me. I'm a musician. Oh my Lord, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to figure out how to cut that out. I'm a musician. I've been singing my whole life. I play like a little bit of guitar. I'm not even that good, but you can look me up if you'd like to on social media. I have a band. I just started the band Hannah Sex and the Hot Mess Express, which that will also tie into all of this. It all will arc across because music is, gosh, where do I even start? I had the words for my children, but I don't know if I have the right words for music because music single-handedly saved my life so many times to where I feel like I owe something to it, and it is not possible to give it something other than to just continue to create, because music is single-handedly the one thing that humans have that gets us as close to God as possible. To me, music is everything, to put it simply. Music is everything. Everything carries a key signature. Everything has a frequency. And we have the blessing, the opportunity, the privilege to be able to manipulate it, to be able to manipulate this grand thing and make it ours and arrange it so that it becomes something that comes from inside of us. That's insane to me. That's single-handedly the most insane thing. And when you look at music, it is so organized and so well put together that can be explained not only with images, it has now been able to be captured in real time in its most raw form, frequency. We've seen it heal people, like frequencies heal people. And we've seen the power that it has over humanity and nature. Those vibrations, those things that become music, that become sound, has so much power that it can manipulate a molecule. A molecule, friends. That's insanity. I am just fortunate enough to be able to wake up and do it every single day. I've been blessed in this lifetime to have been given a gift that I believe is meant to be shared, that I am working on manipulating, just so that when it comes from me, it heals people. That when I perform, when I sing, when I write, that it makes a difference. That it heals me, it heals you, it heals all of us. And it's infinite, and it's looping, and it's always coming back around, and it's always leaving. But it's always there. I'm ready for you when you're ready for it. And to me, that is the closest to God we ever will be able to physically be, in a sense. Music is everything to me. So, we can get into my backstory and how I started all that. But to move along, I'm a wife. I'm a new wife. I've been married for not even a year. We got married in January 22nd of 2025. and we've been together for now 2 years. And it's been a whirlwind, and I've been learning and growing. It's been a new experience. I unfortunately was not married when I had children, and perpetuated a vicious cycle of accepting way less than I deserve. It wasn't until I met my husband that I realized maybe that's not my fault either. Not completely. It's not me not taking accountability. I am taking accountability. That's what this is about. But I had to realize, to get to the root of it, you have to let go of the shame of it. You have to let go of shame, because shame drives everything. If you really want to get down to the heart of it. When it comes to negative emotions, when it comes to the dark side of things, shame is so prevalent. Shout out to K-pop Demon Hunters for actually eliminating that. I love that movie, but we will get into that later as well. Everything's symbolism if you allow it to be, whether it's positive or negative. But like I said, I digress. We will move along. Learning to be a wife that is also a wife to a performer who performs as well. Very unique dynamic that we have, because I've never been married to someone who also performs. I have always chosen partners who may love music but aren't as musically inclined as me, and I'm happy to report that my husband Andy is just as talented, if not more talented than me, which makes for a wonderful love story. And we will get into the way we met. Hopefully I will have him on this podcast. I know I will, because that man, Lord, knew what he was doing, because I like to talk. I know my mother, if she's listening to this, I like to talk. We all know it. My whole family knows it. My friends, I love to talk about stuff. That man likes to talk, too. And between he and I, we don't get a word in. I'm actually the quieter one at home. He asked me yesterday what was wrong, and I was like, nothing. And deep down inside, I wanted to be like, I don't get a word in. What do you mean? What is wrong? I'm listening to you. What do you mean? You are talking. And so I'm being quiet. You know why I'm upset? Because I want to also be talking. So there's a conflict going on, but I don't want to be angry because he is so precious to me. I don't want to be angry at him. So I just let him talk. But anyway, with that said, yeah, he'll be on here. I know he'll be on here roasting the heck out of me. Lord, maybe he won't. I don't know. No, he'll be on here. Yeah, I'll let you talk your smack, and then you'll never get on it again. I'm just kidding. I mean, maybe, because it depends on what he says. We'll see. We will see what happens when we let Andy loose on this podcast. Who knows? No, he's very funny. He's very sweet. He is my biggest cheerleader and the greatest gift other than my children in my life. He has been the greatest human being I could have ever asked for to be in a marriage with. He's so humble, and he's so loving and goofy, and just the girls love him, and we have like a little happy family unit going on over here. So, yeah, God bless. Anyway, so music, and I will be sharing those things through here, and I'll be sharing my journey with this. Lastly, I am a PCOS girly. Woohoo! Polycystic ovarian syndrome. And I say that because unless you understand polycystic ovarian syndrome, you will not understand when I say it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Your body is out of whack. It started that way. It started in utero. So we're going to dive into PCOS, hormone disorders, lots of disorders. Not necessarily just ones that I have. PCOS is the root of a majority of the issues that I have struggled with most of my life. And just chemical imbalance in the foods that we consume. We're gonna get into that. Like I said, we're gonna roll up our sleeves, honey. This is not going to be a frou feel good, always reporting on the positive stuff kind of thing. Like, this is empowerment through real. So we are going to discuss real, and real is not always positive. With that said, I'm a person that believes in a balanced existence. I don't believe the grind should not happen, but I do not believe it should be forever. And I do believe in the power of saying no. I believe in the power of deciding, making a conscious decision to step out of whatever you're doing at any point in time. There is not one moment of the day of this lifetime that we are experiencing right now, as I'm speaking, that you can't look around in your environment and say, this is no longer for me. I don't care if you've invested 30 years of your time. I don't care if you've invested 5 minutes. You can step away from what you're doing right now and alter and dramatically change where you're at if you are unhappy. But also, we're going to focus on gratitude for where we are at, currently at. I mean, right now, the good, the bad, the ugly, the trash, the treasure. Because it's all part of a grand journey. I am a firm believer in that. But it starts with understanding that it does not have to be like this. If at any moment you wanted to change it, you can. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen right as soon as you decide to, but as soon as you change your thought process, you change where your energy flows, because you can manipulate that. That is our gift on this planet, to manipulate where our energy flows. We can control that. It's just one of those things that you realize just how easy it is to be happy when you let go of all the other crap. When you let go of all the other nonsense. To me, I take everything very seriously, and I know that that stresses some people out. Because I'm not somebody that you can say something to, walk away, and expect me not to think about it. It's not in one ear and out the other with me. To me, everything in life is serious. Every interaction is serious. Every human being that is in existence right now. Lord, I cannot talk right now. Everybody that is in existence right now is important to the main plot. That is our time frame that we are experiencing right now. We are all necessary for this whole thing to keep going. And we have the power to change the trajectory of where it goes. Now, I can individually change my own life experience, but when it comes to society as a whole, we have to unify. We have to identify. First of all, it's identify each other. Identify. Find your people. They are looking up. They are looking for you to look at them. Sometimes you have to look up to see it. And I know this is going to resonate with someone because it's resonating with me currently. I am struggling with this. People are scary. People are horrible when they want to be. People are scary. I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe walking out the door sometimes. And it is not because of the color of my skin, because I'm not even going to start getting into that because I have no qualifications there, okay? I speak in the business of love, and love does not see color. I will speak on that one time only, okay? I don't feel safe around people because people have proven to me over my lifetime, because I was a very trusting person at one point in time in my life, to the point of where I walked downtown Chicago from 6 in the morning until almost 11 o'clock at night by myself at 23 years old. I walked around downtown Chicago. I went in the alleyways. That's how trusting I was of human existence, of human beings. Would I do that now? I don't know. Honestly, I can't say I know. I'm going to say no for the sake of this and for how I feel right now. No. 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 But people proved over time to not have my best interest in heart. To not have any regard for another person. Because I would I don't know, I boil it down to selfishness. Because how could you? How could you? I digress. We move on. But in healing, you realize that not everybody is like that. You are able to identify the bad because you know what that feels like. You know that sinking feeling, that stress, that panic, that sweat. Is it hot in here? Is it hot in here? Or is it just your bad vibes giving my stomach an ache? Because you can recognize those signs clearer, you can also very clearly see those who are struggling just as much as you are. Because their defenses are down. And they are just simply needing someone to see them. They don't need anything from you except the love you have in your heart. There are people like that out there. I am convinced. I am looking for you. I am speaking to you, my lovers. I am trying to look up and find you because I need you. I've needed you my whole life. And it's time we stand together. I'm not doing this for views. I am doing this because the world needs it. They need every voice. It needs everybody to have enough nerve to stand up and say, no more. We choose love. I don't want to, no more. No more. Put it down. Put it down. It's time to stop. I'm trying to find those people so we can have the real conversations and we can sit down at the heavy table and we can start healing ourselves. So we can start healing the community, so we can heal society, so we don't keep repeating history. I am also not a historian. I am by nature an inquisitive person. I do not have a degree in anything other than these streets. So I do not expect everyone to align with everything that I'm saying, especially those type A's who need the cold hard facts. I will not always have them, but I will do my best because you can guarantee I will be doing my research before I speak on anything. I want you to also know that nothing here is finite because nothing on this planet as it stands is finite. Not even the cells in my body as I have started this podcast, they are different when I end it. Nothing is finite. I do not speak in absolutes. I only am going to speak on the experience that I have had up until this point, and I will allow others to express that same thing in order to heal. I digress. I've probably repeated myself 100 times. I am going to end this on saying that I am very grateful to still have my voice. I am grateful for the opportunities that I've been given. Have I been going through absolute hell? Yes. But who hasn't? My life could be better, but it sure as heck could be worse, and I am aware of that. I'm aware of that. So, all that to say, I'm so thankful if you made it all the way to the end of this rant. God bless you. And I look forward to sharing this journey with all of you. I have so many things in the works with this that honestly don't want to speak on too much right now, but man, like when you have a purpose, it's gonna happen. When you align yourself with your purpose, nothing's impossible. Nothing. So I just hope that I can make a difference in this world by sharing these things that I've learned, and try to help empower people from all over to live their truth, and to be genuinely who they are, and to accept people for who they are, and not take life too seriously. Alan Watts, one of my favorite philosophers, he has this really awesome lecture on how to not take life too seriously. Because it is serious, you know? Everything in nature is necessary. That's serious. That matters, right? But in the same right, you can't take any of it seriously. I think it's so beautiful. If you can get the chance to look up Alan Watts, Don't Take Life Too Serious, and just listen to what he has to say. There's such joy in his delivery, which is so captivating. Yeah. Don't take it too serious, but it all matters. You matter. I matter. We're made of matter. And I'm just here to speak for the trees like the Lorax, you know? I'm here to speak for my peeps. The Hannocks. The Hannocks. The Hannocks. I speak for the peeps. Oh, I need to get off of here. This was an interesting first run. I look forward to listening to all of this. I am a humble beginning. I am literally recording this on my phone. Shout out to Apple, even though I'm not sponsored by anyone, but vibes. Anyway, all right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I don't know if I want to say anything catchy. I'm just going to say this. I love you, and I mean it. I love you so much. And don't give up. Because we're all just a bunch of nobodies, but I think that's the beauty in it. Anyway, I love you guys so much. Have a great day, and hopefully you stick around and hang out with me for the next couple episodes, and we get to figure out this life thing together. Okay, love you, bye.